Okay, so let's have now the next lesson, which is about annuity. Okay, so this will be the objective of this lesson. Sorry. So this will be the objective of this lesson. So first, we will define annuity operationally. Then I will divide the sub topic for annuity. So we will have first the ordinary annuity, deferred annuity, and annuity due for this lesson. So therefore, we will also have solving problems involving ordinary annuity, deferred annuity, and annuity due. Okay, then after the long test on Friday, we will have the remaining three topics for annuity, and then you will have your midterm exam. Okay, so first let's define what is an annuity. So an annuity is a series of equal payments occurring at equal periods of time. So dahil ito ay payments, kung titignan natin sa POB ni borrower, ito ay cash outflow palabas sa kanya. Pero sa lender, ito ay cash inflow. Sasabihin nating annuity kapag equal yung payments, so ibig sabihin pare-pareho yung binabayaran mong pera, okay? Yung amount ng binabayaran mong pera sa equal periods of time. So, perfect example nito mga anak, example yung pag nagbabayad tayo ng upa sa renta ng bahay, halimbawa ganyan. So, kung 15,000 ang upa mo, 'di ba? So let's say kung ang due date nyo is every 15th of the month. So every 15th of the month, hindi dapat sumasablay 'yon. Magbabayad ka ng 15,000, no more no less. 'Di ba? Yun yung tinatawag natin na annuity. Basta equal ang payments at equal periods of time, annuity ang tawag natin doon. Okay? So what are the notations that we will be using for annuity? So yung capital letter P, that is the value or sum of money at present, or yung mas alam natin sa tawag na present worth. Okay? Kasi 'di ba doon sa mga nakalipas nating lesson, ang tawag natin sa kanya is present worth or principal. Ganyan, okay? Then yung F, that is the value or sum of money at some future items, or in short, that is the future worth. Then yung A natin, that is our annuity. Yun yung series of periodic equal amount of money. Again, naulitin ni ma'am, kapag annuity, equal amount of money at specific periods, equal periods of time ang pinag-uusapan natin. Okay, then yung N natin dito, we have the number of interest periods. Then yung I natin dito is the interest rate per interest period. Tapos mga anak, ito yung set of formula na gagamitin natin for ordinary annuity. Okay? So, yung una, pwede nyo gamitin ito kapag ang hinahanap natin is principal worth. Considering na given yung annuity natin, and of course, we should know the interest rate and the number of periods na involved. Okay? Tapos, kung future worth naman ang hinahanap natin, given naman ang annuity, ito naman yung formula na gagamitin natin. So, ulitin ni ma'am ha. Yung first formula, pwede nyo itong gamitin in finding principal or yung present worth given na merong annuity. Yung second naman, mga anak, pwede nyo gamitin to in computing future worth given na meron tayong annuity. Tapos mga anak, ito, pwede naman natin itong i-derive. Halimbawa, itong first formula, i-derive natin. Ang hahanapin naman natin is annuity, given naman si present worth. Ito yung magiging formula natin. Ayan, okay? Tapos, yung second formula natin, again, halimbawa, hanapin naman natin si annuity, pero ang given ay future worth. Itong formula number 4 naman ang pwede nyong gamitin. Ayan, okay? So, these are the set of formulas na gagamitin natin in computing ordinary annuity. Titignan nyo lang maigi kung ano yung hinahanap at kung ano yung given. So, ano lang naman yan eh. Parang present worth given annuity, future worth given annuity given present worth, and annuity given future worth. Ayan, okay? So, punta na agad tayo sa set of sample problems natin. So, example number 1, what are the present worth and the accumulated amount? So, dalawa yung hanapin natin. Isang present worth, P, at saka yung accumulated amount. Pag sinabi natin accumulated amount, that's referred to the future worth. Ayan, kaya ang hanapin natin for this problem is the present worth and the future worth. Ayan, okay? Of a 10-year annuity paying 10,000 at the end of each year with interest at 15% compounded annually. So sa annuity mga anak, pwede pa rin natin ditong gamitin yung idea ng compound interest at saka yung simple interest. Pero commonly, dahil ito ay annuity, sinasamahan nito ng idea ng compound interest. Okay? So lumalabas, sinabi na dyan, yung annuity paying natin na 10,000. So ang annuity natin is 10,000, sabi dito, each year. So 10,000 every year. Tapos sabi, ano daw yung present worth at future worth nung pera sa loob ng 10 taon. So ang N natin dito is 10%, considering na ang interest natin is 15%. Ayan, okay? So dito, ang gagawin na lang natin, since given naman si annuity, 'di ba? Pwede na natin agad-agad makuha yung present worth at saka yung future worth. Kasi 'di ba, may formula naman tayo ng present worth given annuity, kasi given naman yung annuity. Then meron din tayong formula sa future worth given annuity. Kaya itong dalawang ito yung gagamitin natin to solve the given problem. So sa present worth, so yung formula natin is annuity multiplied with 1 minus quantity 1 plus I raised to negative n over I. Okay, tapos substitute lang yung values. So given naman yung annuity, yung I natin na 15%, so that is 0.15. 1 plus I, so 1 plus 0.15 will give you 1.15 raised to negative n. Ang n natin is 10, kaya naging negative 10 divided by yung I, which is 0.15. Okay, so ang sagot dito is 50,187.69. Ayan, so this is now the present worth of money. Then, ano yung magiging future worth niya after 10 years? So, we will use the formula in computing future worth given annuity. Yung, ito, nandito, ito yung pangalawa. Ayan, okay? So, that is annuity multiplied with quantity 1 plus I raised to n minus 1 over I. So, substitute lang natin yung values. So, ang annuity natin is 10,000. 1 plus, ang I natin is 0.15, ang N natin is 10, so that is 1.15 raised to 10 minus 1 divided by 0.15. So again, using the formula or the operations involved, we will get future worth of 37 pesos and 18 centavos. So ibig sabihin class, yung inutang, okay, na 50,187.69. Ito kasi lumalabas yung inutang eh. Ito kasi yung present worth. After 10 years, ang value niya is magiging 203,037 pesos and 18 centavo. So kung titignan natin, halos naging 4 times. Kasi 50,000 ito, 203 na yung future worth niya. So almost hindi lang siya dumoble. 4 times yung inilaki ng pera. Okay? Ma'am, ang laki naman. Kasi unang-una, medyo mataas yung interest, 15%. At isa pa, medyo matagal kasi yung period. 'Di ba? Parang lumalabas 10 taon mong babayaran yung utang. Kaya abutin talaga ng ganitong halaga. Okay? Which is justifiable na rin kasi unang-una 15% kasi yung interest, pero ang interest nito compounded annually kaya kung tutuusin mababa na rin yan kasi compounded annually naman yan. Okay? So, eto yung example kung paano natin ginagamit yung idea ng ordinary or simple annuity. Okay, yung ibang libro kasi ang ginagamit is simple annuity. So, simple or ordinary annuity, parehas lang yon. Ha? Let's have second example. Okay, so what is the present worth of 500 pesos deposited at the end of every 3 months for 6 years if the interest rate is 12% compounded semi-annually? So ano-ano yung given natin dito? Okay, so meron na tayong annuity, yung 500 pesos. Okay? Tapos sinasabi dito na meron tayong interest na 12%, pero yung 12% na to, this is the interest semi-annually. Compounded semi-annually. Then sabi, that is for 6 years. Ayan ha, that is for 6 years. Ang unang step dito mga anak, i-convert natin yung effective annual interest rate to effective quarterly interest rate. So, paano natin gagawin yon? Kunin nyo muna yung effective annual interest rate. Annual ha. So, using the formula for effective rate, so annual is equal to I plus I over M, or sa formula yata is J over M, kung natatandaan ninyo. Ay hindi, I over M na talaga siya. 'Di ba? Effective rate. Balikan natin yung formula sa effective rate. Raised to M minus 1. So, i-common natin yung values. So, 1 plus, ang I natin is 12% kasi nga ito ay annual. So, 0.12 divided by, ang M natin is 2 kasi semi-annual, kung natatandaan nyo pa. Then, raised to 2. Then, minus 1. So, therefore, ang interest natin, ang effective annual interest rate natin is umaabot ng 0.1236 or that is 12.36%. Tapos itong ay annual na nakuha natin, convert natin sa effective quarterly interest rate. Paano natin gagawin yon? Kunin lang natin yung value ng 1 plus I raised to 4 equal to 1 plus i-add natin yung effective annual interest rate na nakuha natin dito, which is the 0.1236. Okay? So, ikama natin yung value. So, 1 plus I raised to 4. Bakit 4? Kasi quarterly. 1 plus I raised to 4. Parang 1 plus I raised to M. So, ang M natin dito is quarterly. So, therefore, M is equal to 4. Okay? So, that is 1 plus I raised to 4. Then, 1 plus yung I annual na nakuha natin, which is 0.1236. Okay? Then, we will do some simple mathematics here. Ang gagawin natin, class, kailangan matanggal natin yung raised to 4 dito. Para ang matira lang dito sa side na to is yung 1 plus I. Pag yung natira is 1 plus I, pwede na tayong mag-formula transformation, makukuha na natin yung value ni I. Okay? So, add natin yung 1 plus 0.1236, that is 1.1236. Okay? Tapos ngayon, ang gawin natin, class, i-divide natin both side by 1 over 4. Divide both side ha by 1 over 4. Tapos, saka tayo mag-a-apply ng cross multiplication. Kaya ang mangyayari dito, 1 plus I raised to 4 times 1 raised to 4, makakancel yung 4. Tapos makakancel yung 1 over 4 dito. Tapos lalabas, 1.1236 times 1 raised to 4 will give you 1.1236 raised to 1/4. Ayan ha, simple algebra lang to mga anak ha. Kaya ang mangyayari, since na-cancel na natin yung 4 dito, maiiwan na lang sa side na to is yung 1 plus I. Then sa kabila, nandun yung 1.1236 raised to 1/4. Tapos itong 1 dito, lipat natin sa kabila, ang maiiwan na lang sa side na to is si I. So I now is equal to 1.1236 raised to 1/4 minus 1. And then, pindutin nyo na lang ito sa calculator. Therefore, ang lalabas na sagot dito, I is equal to 0.0295. So, ibig sabihin, itong I na to, that is already the effective quarterly interest rate. At yun ngayon yung gagamitin natin sa pag-solve nung hinahanap natin, which is the present worth. Okay, so punta na tayo dito. So dito, ang gagamitin nating formula is ito. Ayan na, kasi present worth ang hinahanap natin given naman na ang annuity. Pero dito, itong part na to ng formula natin, dadagdagan natin ng M. So ito magiging negative, raised to negative N times M. Okay? Bakit? Kasi nga 'di ba mga anak, ang sinasabi dito is compounded every 3 months, compounded semi-annually. So, yung every 3 months, i-consider natin yon. Okay? Kaya magkakaroon tayo ng M, which is quarterly. Kaya dito, class, kaya natin siya kinonvert. Kasi ang kailangan natin dito is yung interest for quarterly. Kaya natin kinonvert yung effective annual interest rate to effective quarterly interest rate. Okay? So yung equation natin will be present worth equal to annuity multiplied with 1 minus quantity 1 plus I raised to negative n M. Ang N natin is yung 6. Ang M natin is yung 4 since we're talking of effective quarterly interest rate. Kaya ang M natin is 4. Divided by the I, which is 0.0295. Yung I na gagamitin natin dito, class, is yung nakuha natin kanina. Ha, ito, yung kinonvert natin na effective annual interest rate na ginawa nating effective quarterly interest rate. Tas kama na lang natin, then pindutin nyo na lang sa calculator for the operation involved. So therefore, ang principal worth natin is 8,504 and 35 centavos. So ibig sabihin, class, ang inutang mong pera is amounting to 8,504.35. Nahuhulugan mo 500 pesos, okay? Kasi yun ang annuity mo, compounded semi-annually at the rate of 12%. Ayan ha. Ngayon, paki-double check na lang yung mga values na kinuha ni ma'am. Okay? I-double check nyo din kung tama. Kung may difference lang na konti, okay lang naman yan. Basta wag lang masyadong malayo. Okay? Halimbawa, ang sagot mo is 8,503 or 8,505, i-consider ko naman yon. Wag lang sobrang layo. Ayan, okay? Next. Last example for ordinary annuity. So a businessman needs 50,000 for his operation. One financial institution is willing to lend him the money for 1 year at 12.5 interest per annum. Pero dito ang gagamitin is yung discount method. Kung natatandaan nyo pa, yung pag nangutang ka ng 1,000, 10% ang interest, hindi mo na makukuha ng buo yung 10,000. Itatanggalin na yung advance interest kung natatandaan nyo pa. Ayan ha. Tapos, may isa pang lender na ang gagawin, charging 14% with principal and interest payable at the end of 1 year. Okay? Tapos, meron pang isa, yung pangatlong financier na willing pahiramin ng 50,000 payable in 12 equal monthly installment of 4,600. So ang tanong dito, which offer is best for him? Magpapakita ako ng dalawang ways kung paano natin to isosolve. Yung unang paraan is i-compare natin yung effective rate ng bawat offer. Okay? Tapos yung pangalawa is yung i-compare natin magkano yung magiging tubo. Siyempre, kung mas mababa yung tubo, yun yung kukunin mong offer kung ikaw yung businessman na to. Okay? Pero in terms of effective rate, kung ano yung mas pinakamataas na effective rate, yun ang pipiliin natin. Kasi pag mataas ang effective rate, meaning magbibigay iyon ng pinakamababang total cost or pinakamababang tubo in short, para mas madali nating maintindihan. Okay? So, dun muna tayo sa i-compare natin yung effective rate ng bawat offer. So, yung unang offer, sabi, di ba, papautangin ng 50,000, kaya lang discount rate. So, ibig sabihin, tatanggalin na agad yung advance interest. Kaya dito, sa first offer, kukunin natin yung rate of discount. Ang rate of discount dito is 12.5%. Ayan, no? Ayan, given yan. Okay? So, that is 0.125. Then, kunin natin yung rate of interest. Kung natatandaan nyo pa, iba yung discount rate sa rate of interest. Diba? So, gamitin natin yung formula na D over 1 minus D. So, yung D dito is yung discount rate na nakuha natin sa taas. So, that is 0.125 divided by 1 minus 0.125. So, ang I natin dito will be 0.1429 or that is 14.29%. So therefore, yung 14.29%, yun na yung effective rate ni first offer. Okay? Now, if you wanted to, merong mas madaling paraan, ayan, kasi 'di ba alam mo na yung magiging discount value mo, 'di ba? Pag natanggal na yung advance interest. So, kunin natin yung difference nung inuutang mo, at saka yung discount value na makukuha mo na after tanggalin yung advance interest. So that is 50,000 minus 43,750. Bakit? Tatanggalin natin yung 12.5% ng 50,000. Yun na lang yung matitira. Yun na lang yung makukuha mo. Divided by, again, yung discounted value, which is 43,750. As you can see, pareho lang yung effective rate na nakuha natin. Kaya lang, ang problema kasi dito sa first offer, mga anak, since discount method ang ginamit, hindi mo na makukuha ng buo yung 50,000. Ang kailangan mo nga is 50,000. 'Di ba? What if wala kang pantapal doon sa kakulangan ng 50,000? Kulang ka pa rin. 'Di ba? Kailangan mo nga is buong 50,000. So dito, kung ikaw yung taong 'yan, mapapaisip ka na, 'di ba? Na paano kaya yan? Kulang din naman yung ibibigay sa akin na pera, kailangan ko nga is 50,000. Kaya tingnan natin yung second offer. Okay? Sa second offer, mga anak, meron lang siyang sinabi na agad, yung effective rate is 14%. So yung sinabi dito na interest, yun na mismo yung effective rate natin. Which is babayaran mo yan, okay? Babayaran mo siya after 1 year ng buo, which is 57,000 pesos. Kasi isasama na yung 14% ng 50,000. Ngayon, ito, pwede naman, 'di ba? Kasi parang mas madali intindihin, 'di ba? Buo mong makukuha yung 50,000 tapos isang baksakan ng bayad. Yun nga lang, what if ang magiging fallback nito, what if wala kang 57,000 after 1 year? 'Di ba? What will happen? So definitely, kung compound interest ito, ang magiging principal mo na after 1 year is yung 57,000 na. Si 57,000, papatungan ulit yan ng 14%. Lalong lalaki yung utang mo. Okay? Pero kung titignan natin, kung offer 1 versus offer 2, yung effective rate ni offer 1 is 14.29%, yung effective rate ni offer 2 is 14%. Mas mataas pa rin yung effective rate ni offer 1, 'di ba? Mataas siya by 0.29. So kung i-compare natin yung dalawa, mas okay yung effective rate ni first offer. Okay? Kaya lang nga ang problema kay first offer is discounted siya. Hindi mo makukuha ng buo yung 50,000. Ayan ha. Kaya tignan natin baka mas okay yung third offer. Eto kay third offer, medyo complicated yung naging medyo complex yung kanyang naging solution kasi parang gagamitan to ng matrix. Parang ganon. Okay? So, tignan natin ha. So, again, POV ni borrower. So, sa ano natin, sa cash flow diagram natin, yung 50,000 papasok kay borrower. Tapos, magkakaroon siya ng annuity, okay, na 4,600. Ito yung kasi, monthly installment of 4,600. So, ang annuity natin dito is 4,600. Again ha, si annuity is equal payments for equal interval of time. Okay? So, dito, pwede natin gamitin yung formula natin for compound interest na 1 minus 1 plus I raised to negative n over I. Okay? Kunin natin yung magiging value ni kunin natin yung magiging value ni I, okay? So dito mga anak, itong formula na to, that is simply the ratio between the principal and the annuity due. Okay? Kaya ang mangyayari, 1 minus 1 plus I raised to negative n over I equal to P over A. Ayan ha. So, copy lang natin yung isang side. Ayan. Tapos, yung principal natin is 50, ang annuity natin is 4,600. Okay? Dito, class, ano nyo na lang to, tawag dito, what you call this, math solve sa calculator nyo na lang ito, ha? So, therefore, ang makukuha nating value ng I dito is 10.8696. Okay? Tapos dito, since medyo complex nga yung kanyang solution, magta-trial and error tayo. Okay? Magsimula na lang tayo sa 1%. Try natin kung ang interest natin is 1%. So, in decimal, that is 0.01. So, substitute tayo. Ito yung formula na ginamit ko pa rin. Ito yung itong left side ng equation na ginamit natin dito. So, that is 1.1.01 raised to negative 12. Okay? Kasi this is payable for 1 year. Okay, kaya we have 12 months divided by 0.01. So, ang sagot dito is 11.2551. Tapos yung pangalawang trial and error natin, what if ang I is 2%? Okay, so ito pa rin yung formula natin. Yung I lang natin magiging 0.02. Again, that is still raised to negative 12 kasi payable siya for 1 year divided by 0.02 and that is 10.5753. Tapos gamit tayo ng matrix mga anak. Okay, we have 1%, I at saka 2%. Yung I, ito, yung nakuha natin dito. Yung 1% yung nakuha natin dito. Then yung 2% yung nakuha natin dito. Okay? Tapos, ikunin natin yung difference nitong dalawa. Yung I, yung 1% at saka yung I, 11.2551 minus 10.8696 will give you 0.3858. Then, yung difference naman nito, yung kay 1% at saka yung kay 2%, so that is 11.2551 minus 10.5753 and that is 0.6798. Tapos sa kabila, itong relationship ni 1% at saka ni I, i-represent natin as X. Si X kasi yung hahanapin natin. And then also we will have the relationship or the ratio between the 1% and the 2%. Ngayon, itawagin ko na lang siyang 1% para hindi na ako mahirapang mag-isip ng value. Okay? So, kunin natin yung ratio ni X at saka ni 1%. So, that is X over 1%. Tapos, yung ratio nitong dalawa, yung dalawang difference na nakuha natin, yung difference ni 1% at saka ni I, ito yon. Tapos, yung difference ni 1% at saka ni 2%, ito yon. Okay? Ngayon, divide nyo to, that is 0.57%. Then cross multiply, so may iwan si X dito sa isang side, 0.57% times 1% will give you 0.57%. Okay? Kunin ngayon natin yung I, yung effective rate na kailangan natin, and that is 1% plus 0.57 will give you 1.57. Ayan. Then, ikaman natin yan sa 1 plus I. Yung I natin is yung 1.57 na nakuha natin. So, 1 plus 0.0157 raised to 12 minus 1. So, therefore, ang effective rate nung third offer is 20.26%. Okay? Yun nga lang, medyo complicated medyo complex yung solution ng third offer. Pero kung titignan natin, kung i-compare natin, siya yung merong pinakamataas na effective rate. So, since siya yung merong pinakamataas na effective rate, meaning siya yung makakapagbigay ng pinakamababang total cost. Kaya kung ikaw yung businessman, ang pipiliin mo dito is yung third offer. Ayan, okay? Pero mga anak, may mas madaling solution dyan. Ito, ayan, okay? Yung i-compare lang natin yung total cost or yung may pinakamababang interest. Yung may pinakamababang interest, yun yung pipiliin natin. Okay? So, let's calculate the total cost of the first offer. So, kunin natin yung ating interest. Ayan. So, simply multiply principal with rate at saka yung time. This is payable for 1 year, ha? So, ang principal is 50. Ang rate ng first offer is 12.5. So, that is 0.125. Payable for 1 year. Okay? Do the operation involved. So, therefore, ang total cost natin for the first offer is 6,250 pesos. Ayan, okay? Next. Yung second offer natin, mag-charge ng 14% interest rate with the principal and interest payable at the end of the year. So again, kunin natin yung interest per offer 2 using the same formula, principal times the rate times the time. So that is P times I times N. Okay? So 50,000 times yung rate natin for the second offer is 14%. So again, that is 0.14. Again, payable for 1 year. So ang total cost natin for the second offer is 7,000 pesos. Then sa third, eto, ang ang ino-offer niya is payable sa 12 equal monthly installment, kaya siya naging annuity na 4,600. Okay? So kung titignan natin, magkano yung magiging total payments mo sa loob ng isang taon? Kung ang babayaran mo is 4,600. So that is 4,600 times 12. So ang babayaran mo is 55,200. 'Di ba? Ngayon, itong 55,000 minus natin doon sa i-minus natin yung principal na 50,000. Ibawas natin yung 50,000. So therefore, that is 55,200 minus 50. Ang matitira is 5,200. So ibig sabihin mga anak, ang tubo doon sa unang offer is 6,250. Sa pangalawa is 7,000, sa pangatlo is 5,200. So as you can see, dahil si offer 3 yung may pinakamababang total cost, siya ngayon yung pipiliin natin. Okay? So ito yung another method kung paano natin isosolve yung binigay na problem. Dito mga anak, ang kinukuha natin is magkano yung kabuuang tubo na ino-offer ng bawat lender. Yung may pinakamababang tubo, syempre yun ang pipiliin natin. Ang tubo sa una is 6,250, ang tubo sa pangalawa is 7,000, medyo malaki, siya yung pinakamalaki. Then ang tubo sa pangatlo is 5,200. So therefore, ang pipiliin natin is yung 5,200 since siya yung may pinakamababang total cost. Okay? Now, ma'am, paano pag sinob namin yan? Pwede po bang dito na lang kami kasi mas madali siya? Pwede naman. Pwede naman mga anak, provided na masasagot natin yung tanong. 'Di ba? Kasi dito, ang sinabi naman is which offer is best for him. Okay? So kung nalilito kayo dito, ayan, sa matrix na ginamit kay offer 3, dito sa offer 1, offer 2, wala namang problema eh. 'Di ba? Dito lang tayo nagkakaroon ng medyo confusion since medyo complex yung naging solution na, or yung atake ng solution. So kung nalilito kayo dyan, pwede naman yung ganitong paraan. Ayan, kasi dito ang ginamit, ano lang eh, simple interest lang. 'Di ba? Sa calculation ni offer 1, sa calculation ni offer 2, simple interest lang yan. Dito naman, minultiply lang yung annuity na 4,600 sa loob ng 12 buwan kasi nga payable siya for 1 year. Tapos kung magkano yung kinalabasan niyan, ibawas mo yung 50,000 na principal, yung 50,000 na nakuha mo talaga, therefore yung natira, yun lang yung tinubo ng pera. Kaya mas madali ito. Okay, mas madali talaga ito. Ito kasi ginamitan ng effective rate. Ito kasi ang kinuha natin is total cost lang. So definitely mas madali ito. Okay? So I will continue the discussion on the next video. Just wait for it. Thank you.